This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak Magus, and shout out to MG Clyde. I finally got a chance to actually have a personal conversation with this guy through Party Chat on PlayStation, and I'm really glad I did because I've always enjoyed our conversations when he's been in stream, and I'm glad that I actually had a real live chat with him. Cool dude. Appreciated the conversation. It was pretty cool. It ate up time because I didn't realize it was almost damn near 4:35 in the morning. We were just sitting there just shooting the shit about all types of different things, gaming, music, just talking. And those are great conversations when you can just have a conversation with somebody and time gets lost. You can just talk about a multitude of things, and it just flows. So it was really enjoyable. It's been a while since I've done that. So I was glad to have that opportunity. So shout out to you, sir. But more importantly, shout out to you because you kind of inspired me to do this commentary about gamers, because we were talking about how people will say one thing and talk about how bad a game is, how much they hate this, how much they're not into that, blah, 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 blah. And then turn around and they'll make an investment. It was one particular person who did not like a certain game, but they bought it so they could play it. They never played it. They said they didn't like it, even though they've never played it. But they're playing it now, and it's just that's an asinine thing. He reminded me of that, and it just all of a sudden reminded me of the fact that as gamers, we're fucking some of the worst hypocrites in the world. I've said this many times before when streaming, talking to people on podcasts, things like that. As a business that develops games and consoles, I would find it very hard to take the fan base serious. More importantly, the internet fan base, the YouTube crowd in particular, that serious, because so many times we hear people complain and lament about how horrible a certain franchise is or a particular game is, about how they don't think people should buy this and buy that. But what do? They turn around and they buy this particular product themselves after blasting it, and it's just makes sense to me. Like I was saying to Clyde, make that make sense to me. You think this is the worst thing in the world, but you're gonna invest money in it. And this is, we all know the two biggest suspects, I think, in gaming when it comes to this, that are the perfect examples, and that is Call of Duty and Madden. With the third probably being NBA 2K. Those are probably the three games that I hear people complain about the most. At the same time, those same people that complain about it are also more than likely to invest their money into these games with each release. Now, if you really have a problem with something, and this is just the way I feel, if I really have a problem with something, I really don't care for something, the last thing I'm going to do is indulge in it. I don't care what the reasons are. I know a lot of people, especially on YouTube, say, well, I feel obligated to review this for my fans. I think that's a little bit of bullshit, and that's a total different topic that I won't go into deeply, other than to say, stop lying. But at the same time, it's just okay, I hear you. That's what you want to say, but you also have been railing against people buying this. You've been telling people, don't waste your money. These things are horrible. And again, it's a cycle that happens with each release. You'll scream at the top of your lungs about how bad something is. Then you'll go out and you invest in it. Then you'll scream at the top of your lungs about how bad it is. But then you go out and invest in it again. And it's like, eventually, you got to stop being, quote unquote, stuck on stupid. And again, I understand a lot of the times when it comes to people who do it, and particularly on, mediums like YouTube, they're doing it for a totally different reason. A profitable reason. Nothing more. But it sets a bad precedent because what you're teaching these publishers is that no matter how much you talk shit about their product, when they pick up those sales figures and see, hey, this is doing okay financially speaking, or just say they perhaps decide to pay attention to what you're saying. Now, maybe this is just me, but if I'm a business and I hear a internet personality go off on my product about how horrible it is and how they don't want people to buy it, if for some reason I'm still keeping a tab on you and your opinion, and I see that you've bought it, I'm scratching my head like, well, shit, even when he hates this, he's still going to spend money on it. I don't know what we need to do to improve it, but I'm going to take my time, because as long as people are continually buying the product as is, I see no reason to make a serious change until my sales numbers take a significant dip. And, again, using Call of Duty, while I don't think their sales took a significant dip, I think they took a dip enough to where Activision was like, okay, it's time to go and give people what they've been clamoring for. Now, whether or not this will be exactly what they want, who knows? Time will tell. But at the end of the day, they've resisted this for years because as gamers, we've done nothing but prove to them that no matter how upset we are, our conviction isn't that strong. And not saying that everybody does it, because again, I'm not a fan of Call of Duty. I don't purchase it when it comes out. The only time I actually purchased Call of Duty within the last 10 years was when a friend of mine begged me to get it, and he was like, I'll help you raise a certain amount of money during your donation, and if you hit that goal for Extra Life, could you get the game? And I was like, sure, I promise. We hit that goal. I kept my promise. I think I played maybe an hour, 2 hours. I played an hour campaign, an hour multiplayer, and I don't know what I did. I think I traded in Advanced Warfare within the first week it was out, because I'm just not a fan of the Call of Duty style of gameplay. I keep my conviction, I'm not going to pay for something that I'm not interested in or that I don't find appealing. That's how things should be done. But again, so many people are out there buying these games that they claim that they don't like or that they're frustrated with. With Madden, they make that excuse, well, it's the only football game, so might as well. But it's like, you're torturing your fucking self continually doing this. Why would you do that? The Call of Duty thing, all of that. It's just, as gamers, we built that precedent now for these businesses to sort of dismiss us in a way, because we've been so dismissive, even though verbally we're saying one thing, behind the scenes, physically, we're doing another. And what we do physically, as far as buying these games that we claim that we don't like, we're just making it easier for companies to keep doing the same thing. Because, hell, you talk as much trash as you want, but at the end of the day, you're still a big fan, a big consumer of this product, and we're gonna get your money year in, year out, or whenever we come out. So why are we worried? So you guys need to really think about that when you make these arguments and things like that, and you rail on games, and then you decide I'm gonna pick this up for review purposes, quote unquote, or whatever reason that you have to rationalize it. At the end of the day, it's all gonna turn out to be that, you know what, you're one of the people who bought this game, you're part of that figure, and you have, in a sense, helped encourage this company to continue on the path that they were. So, but it is what it is. We won't never fess up to that as gamers, because again, that's a whole nother topic. But anyway, as always, you guys feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.